Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're diving deep, get it, into the world of generative AI.
Generative AI.
Yeah. You know, the AI that can make its own music, its own images.
Yeah.
All that cool stuff.
It's really changing things.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And for this deep dive, we're looking at a paper from Stanford University.
Okay.
From their Open Virtual Assistant Lab. And it was authored by Jörg-Owe.
Yeah.
And we're going to unpack how this whole thing evolved.
Yeah.
Like, where's it going? Where's it been?
Yeah.
All that good stuff.
Well, it's funny because people think generative AI, oh, this is brand new.
Right.
But it's really not.
It's not, no.
It's built on decades of research.
Oh, yeah.
And some of the biggest names like Alan Turing.
Oh, yeah.
John McCarthy.
Yeah.
They were working on this stuff back in the mid-20th century.
Wow.
You know, trying to figure out, like, what is intelligence? Can machines think like humans?
Right, right.
Big question.
Yeah, and still a question we're grappling with today.
Oh.
But I love that Schnepp had, in this paper, he points out this example.
Oh, yeah.
Way back.
Way back.
Byzantine times.
Yeah.
The Throne of Solomon automaton.
Oh, that's a cool...
Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Like, we had this thing centuries before modern computing.
Exactly.
Where it was like, oh, we can have a machine do complex tasks.
Yeah.
So we've always kind of been thinking about this.
Always pushing the boundaries.
Yeah.
Humans, we just like to do that.
That's what we do.
But, you know, it really wasn't until, like, the 2010s that things really started to accelerate.
Yeah.
Like, in the field of AI, and we saw these models come out, like generative adversarial networks.
The JANs?
The JANs. Everyone loves to say JAN.
Yeah.
And they were able to generate new data based on patterns they learned from existing data sets.
So, like, if you show a computer a bunch of pictures,
Yeah.
you can go, oh, I kind of get it.
I see what you're doing here.
I can make my own now.
I'm going to make my own.
It's wild.
That's pretty crazy, yeah.
And, of course, we got to talk about, you know,
Yeah.
the elephant in the room.
GPT.
The GPT model.
Yeah, OpenAI, they're everywhere these days.
They are. I mean,
feel like I can't get away from them.
No.
Everywhere.
My kids are using it for school.
Oh, wow.
And it's like,
They're probably using it more than you are.
oh, for sure.
Yeah.
But these models, they're really pushing the limits of natural language processing.
Yeah.
It can have conversations,
Uh-huh.
write different kinds of creative content.
We use it every day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I use it every day, too.
It's pretty amazing.
It's amazing. And it's kind of scary, too.
Well, yeah.
Because it's like, oh my gosh.
It's very powerful.
It's so powerful.
Yeah.
It's like that old saying,
What's that?
may you live in interesting times.
Oh, yeah.
Like, we are in interesting times, but it's like,
We are.
yeah, how do these models, how do they even work?
It really comes down to design
Okay.
and how they're trained,
Yeah.
and there's so many different ways.
Yeah.
One of the really cool areas is multimodal models.
Multimodal. Now, for people who aren't like
Yeah.
AI experts,
Right.
what is that? What makes those so cool?
So imagine an AI that can understand and work with all these different types of data at the same time. So we're
Okay.
talking text, images, audio, even video.
Wow.
So it's starting to perceive the world kind of like we do,
Yeah.
taking in all this different information and making connections.
That's amazing.
It is, yeah.
It's really cool.
And that's a big leap from like the older models
Yeah.
that could only work with like one type of data at a time.
Right. They were very specific.
Yeah, they were very specific.
And now it's like, hey, I can look at the whole world.
I see everything, and that opens up a whole world of possibilities.
It does.
Think about things like personalized learning.
Yeah.
That's tailored just for you.
Uh-huh.
You know, medical diagnoses that take your entire medical history and lifestyle into account. The potential is really vast.
It is. It is. And something else that Schnepp talks about is fine-tuning.
Oh, fine-tuning.
Yeah.
Oh, what's that all about?
So you've got these pre-trained models
Okay.
that have already learned a ton of information.
Right.
But fine-tuning is like giving them this specialized training
Okay.
for a specific task.
So it's like, I'm really good at general cooking,
Yeah.
but now I want to get into...
French pastries.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like that.
I want to do souffles, but...
You're a souffle expert.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great analogy.
Yeah. So we've got this amazing technology, but where is it actually being used?
Well, everywhere.
It feels like it's everywhere.
Yeah, it's transforming healthcare, entertainment, how we work.
Yeah.
Like everything's being touched by this.
Let's get specific.
Yeah.
So in healthcare, like
Yeah.
how is this being used?
Well, imagine a world where AI can predict when medical equipment is going to fail,
Oh, wow.
right? So hospitals are always prepared.
Yeah. Patient care is never compromised.
That's amazing.
It is. And it's not just about the machines, right?
Yeah.
There are companies like Diagnament.
Okay.
They're creating personalized brain health platforms.
Wow.
Using AI to create treatment plans and therapies based on a person's like unique brain activity
Right.
and cognitive profile.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
So we're going from
Yeah.
very general to very individual.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And researchers at Caltech
Okay.
and a biotech company called Absoy, they're using it to like speed up drug discovery.
Oh, wow.
So they're training AI models to analyze all this data
Huh.
on molecular structures and biological information.
Yeah.
And this could lead to breakthroughs for diseases like cancer and HIV.
That's amazing.
It's pretty amazing.
We're even seeing like these full-on platforms.
Like platforms, yeah.
Like ZBrain.
ReadBrain.
Which use AI for everything.
Yeah, it's like to even deploying the AI models themselves.
Yeah.
So it's a really transformative approach to healthcare.
It is. And it's,
Yeah.
you know, obviously the goal is better care for the patient.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it's amazing how,
Yeah.
I mean, how quickly things are changing.
Yeah, the speed of innovation is incredible.
It is. So, okay, we've talked about healthcare,
Mm-hmm.
but what about entertainment?
Oh, entertainment, yeah.
Like, we're already seeing it
We're already seeing it, yeah.
with recommendations.
Yeah, like on Netflix.
Right. Like, how does Netflix know?
Spotify.
Or Spotify.
Yeah.
Like, how do they know
They're using AI.
what I want to watch
Yeah.
before I even know?
They know you better than you know yourself.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's true. And it's not just recommendations anymore.
No, it's going way beyond that.
Like, we're starting to see AI actually make stuff.
Fake stuff.
Like videos.
Videos, images,
Images.
all from text prompts.
It's incredible.
It's crazy.
I mean, do you remember when you had to go to film school
Oh, back in the day.
back in the day?
Yeah, the dark ages.
And you had to edit
Yeah.
and cut things.
It took forever.
Yeah.
And you needed like big studios.
You need all this equipment.
Yeah, like so expensive.
Expensive.
So expensive.
Now you could just do it on your
Oh,
phone.
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like, what would our 20-year-old selves think?
I know, it blows my mind.
Yeah.
So this whole world of personalized entertainment,
Right.
it's not a sci-fi thing anymore.
Yeah.
It's getting very real.
It is. It is.
And education too, right?
Yeah.
Like, imagine personalized lessons,
Uh-huh.
interactive textbooks,
Wow.
all powered by AI.
That's incredible.
It is, yeah.
Okay. So healthcare, entertainment, education.
Yep.
But what about just,
The daily grind.
yeah, like how we work?
Yeah.
How is AI changing that?
Well, you know, tools like ChatGPT
Oh, yeah.
and Microsoft Copilot,
Copilot. Yeah.
they're becoming so essential for people.
Right. Like they can help you write emails, reports,
Yeah.
summarize long document, all this stuff that used to take forever.
Like the best assistant you could ever have,
That never sleeps,
who never gets tired.
never gets tired,
Right.
never asks for a raise.
That's a good point.
Yeah, that's the best part. So, you know, companies are catching on. They're investing in training programs
Yeah.
to help employees learn how to use all these tools.
Right.
It's not just a tech thing anymore. It's like how we do business now.
It's like the new normal.
It is the new normal.
So it's not just this cool technology that's out there.
yeah,
It's really impacting how we work, how we live, how we
everything.
do everything.
Yeah,
But all this power, right?
yeah.
It comes with some ethical questions.
Oh, absolutely. Right.
Like big ethical questions.
Like how do we
Yeah.
how do we use this responsibility?
That's the key. That's the big one.
Yeah, responsibility.
Yeah.
It's a big deal. And Schnepp, he talks a lot about this in his paper
It is.
about responsible development and
Mhm.
ethical considerations.
Like, this is not something we can just
Mm.
throw out there. And
It's a powerful tool.
it is.
And with great power comes
Yeah.
great responsibility.
That's right.
Yeah. So we got to be careful.
So let's talk about some of those ethical considerations.
Okay.
Like, what are the potential downsides?
Well, I think one of the biggest concerns is jobs.
Yeah.
You know, as AI gets better and better,
Mm-hmm.
it can do more and more things that humans used to do,
Right.
and that makes people nervous.
Understandably so.
Yeah, like what's going to happen to my job?
Right. And that's something that
Schnepp talks about.
Yeah.
He really dives into that.
he does.
And it's not like this simple robots are going to take all our jobs kind of thing. It's more
Right.
nuanced.
Right.
Some jobs will definitely be automated, but other jobs will change.
Right.
And new jobs will be created.
So it's not like AI is taking over.
Right.
It's just,
It's changing things.
yeah, the landscape is shifting.
It's a shift, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's about figuring out how humans and AI can work together.
Yeah. Because we both have our strengths.
Exactly.
Right.
AI is great at repetitive tasks,
Uh-huh.
data crunching.
Right.
But humans, we're still better at the creative stuff.
The critical thinking.
Yeah, the problem solving.
The stuff AI can't quite do yet.
Right, at least not as well.
And I love that Schneppat really emphasizes,
Yeah.
adaptation. Lifelong learning.
It's so important.
It is like we're all students now.
We are, yeah.
Like we have to keep learning.
The world is changing so fast.
It is.
Gotta keep up.
And it's not just about the technical skills.
No, it's not just coding.
Right. It's like
it's the soft skills.
Communication, problem solving.
Yeah, all those things that make us human.
Yeah, the stuff that makes us unique.
Exactly.
And, it's not just on individuals to adapt.
Right.
Like businesses.
Everybody
has a role to play.
We all gotta work together.
Yeah. And Schneppat talks about
He does.
the need for investments.
In education.
In training programs.
Yes, absolutely.
To make sure that people have the skills.
To succeed
in this
new world.
Yeah, this new world.
Yeah, AI-powered future.
The AI-powered future.
It's coming.
Yeah.
Whether we're ready or not.
So we better get ready.
We better get ready.
Yeah.
Schneppat, he talks about this partnership between Microsoft and the AFL-CIO.
Now, that's an interesting pairing.
It is.
Yeah.
But it's a good example of how different groups can work together to figure this out.
Yeah. So we can all benefit.
Exactly.
Not just,
Not just the tech companies.
A select few.
Yeah. Everyone. Everyone benefits.
So, we've talked about jobs.
Yeah.
But what about creativity?
Oh, creativity, yeah.
Because AI
is getting creative.
AI is getting creative.
It's making art.
Yeah.
It's writing music.
Writing poetry.
Stories.
Yeah.
It's kind of freaky.
Kind of amazing.
Yeah, it's both.
It's both, right?
That really makes you think.
It does. It's like...
What does it mean to be creative?
Yeah, like if a machine can make art...
Yeah.
That's indistinguishable...
From human art.
Yeah. Then what does that say about...
What is art?
What is art?
Yeah, big question.
Big questions. And Schneppat talks about this too.
He does. He has some interesting thoughts.
He does. He suggests that maybe we need to
rethink how we think about art.
Yeah.
And authorship.
Like who's the artist?
Yeah, who gets the credit?
Is it the person?
Is it the AI?
Who prompted the AI?
Right? Or is it a collaboration?
Yeah. And I love that idea.
It's interesting.
Of a collaboration.
Mm-hmm.
It's like not AI versus humans.
Right.
But AI
and humans
working together to create something new.
Exactly.
And maybe something
even better
than
we could do on our own.
Yeah. That's the hope.
And Schneppat even talks about
he does.
Like the artist's role may be evolving to be more about curation.
Yeah.
And conceptualization.
So the artist is kind of like the conductor guiding the AI orchestra.
Just using the best
pieces.
Right. Like, okay, this one really speaks to me.
This one's the masterpiece.
Yeah, and that's a whole...
It's a new way of thinking about art.
It is exciting. It's like...
And a little scary.
It's a little scary.
Yeah.
It's a lot to wrap your head around.
It is, but it's important.
Yeah.
To have these conversations, to think about these things.
Absolutely.
So, we've talked about jobs.
We've talked about creativity, but there's this whole other level of societal implications.
Right. Like, what does this mean?
What does it mean for society?
For society as a whole.
Yeah, for all of us.
And that's, I think, where some of the bigger concerns come in.
Well, for sure.
Right.
Like misuse of this technology.
Yeah, like we're already seeing it with deepfakes.
Oh, deepfakes. Yeah.
Right. Those are scary.
Like these AI-generated videos that look so real.
They're getting so good.
But they're not real.
It's hard to tell the difference.
It is, and it's being used to spread misinformation.
To manipulate people.
It's
a real problem.
It is a real problem.
And it's only going to get harder.
Yeah, as the technology gets better.
As it gets more sophisticated.
Sweet.
So what do we do?
Schneppat,
he talks about being proactive.
Okay.
Like, we got to come up with strategies to deal with this.
Let's deal with this, right? Yeah, like we need to teach people how to be more critical.
Media literacy. Critical thinking skills.
So they can spot the fakes.
And, it's not just about education, right? Like,
we need to hold people accountable.
Accountability.
Yeah, if you're spreading lies.
Whether it's you making it or AI making it for you.
It doesn't matter.
You're still responsible.
You're responsible.
And there's technical solutions too.
Oh, yeah. The tech people are working on this.
Like what kind of stuff?
Well, like tools to detect deepfakes.
Okay.
Digital watermarks
Yeah.
to verify content.
So we can see if it's the real deal.
Is it real?
Or not.
Or is it fake?
Right. So it's kind of like
Yeah.
we're in this arms race.
In a way, yeah. Like the technology is getting better
I'm making fakes.
at making fakes. And we gotta get better
At spotting them.
at spotting them, yeah.
So it's a
challenge.
It's a challenge.
It's a big challenge,
It is.
but it's one that we can overcome.
We have to.
We have to, for the good of humanity.
Yeah, and Snaphat, he really emphasizes
Yeah.
that it's not just a tech
please.
problem.
It's not.
Right.
It's a societal problem.
It's a societal problem.
It's a human problem.
And it's going to take all of us
working together
to
solve it.
to solve it.
Absolutely.
So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
You know, we've gone from
The technical stuff.
a really technical
all the way to
the big picture stuff.
yeah, the philosophical stuff,
Yeah.
the ethical stuff.
The societal stuff.
It's a lot.
And we've only scratched the surface
Really. Yeah.
of what generative AI is.
And it's changing so fast.
And it's changing so fast.
It's hard to keep up.
It's like every day there's
Yeah.
something new.
A new breakthrough.
A new breakthrough.
Yeah. It's an exciting time.
It is. It is.
Yeah. It really is exciting and a little bit overwhelming.
It is. It is. It's like drinking from a fire hose.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it.
It really is so much information
So much happening.
all the time. But it's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Yeah, I mean,
it's exciting.
we're at the forefront of something huge.
Yeah, and Snaphat, he talks about some of these trends that suggest that, like, the future of generative AI is going to be even crazier.
Okay, so what are some of the advancements that have you, like, really pumped?
Like, what's going to blow our minds in the next few years?
Yeah, what are you geeking out about?
Well, the multimodal models, they're just getting better and better.
Yeah, those are the ones that can handle all the different
types of data.
Yeah, like text, images,
They
audio.
All at once.
Right, like it's not just one thing.
It's everything.
It's the whole package.
Yeah, the whole
The
shebang.
whole shebang. And I remember when we talked about that earlier, I was like, imagine being able to just like describe something.
Yeah.
And the AI just makes it for you.
Makes it for you. Like a whole multimedia experience from
Right.
a single prompt.
From just an idea in your head.
Yeah, that's the dream.
And it's getting
Yes.
closer.
It's getting closer. And Snaphat, he talks about this in his paper.
He does.
And I love how he highlights these different trends.
Yeah, he's got his finger on the pulse.
He does. He does. So, like, what else is coming down the pike that's got you excited?
Well, he talks about this trend towards smaller, more specialized language models.
So instead of, like, one giant AI that can do everything,
Right.
we're going to have all these little AIs
Little AIs.
that are really good at specific things.
Exactly, like specialists.
Specialists.
Yeah, like a team of experts.
Yeah, and that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because it's like, you wouldn't go to a general practitioner
Right.
if you needed brain surgery.
You'd want a neurosurgeon.
You'd want a specialist.
Yeah. So why would we expect AI to be any different?
Exactly. And these smaller models, they're more efficient.
Okay.
They use less power.
Uh-huh.
They're easier to fine tune,
Right, like you can really get them dialed in to that specific task.
and they tend to be more accurate
Okay.
because they're focused.
That makes
So it's kind of like having this team of AI experts
Yeah.
all working together.
working together with humans
As humans, yeah.
to solve these big
It's
problems.
the world a better place.
To make the world a better place. I love that.
Yeah, that's the goal.
That's the goal, and it's really exciting to think about
It is, yeah.
all the possibilities.
Mind-blowing.
It is mind-blowing, and, we talk about these advancements,
Mm-hmm.
but it's like it all comes back to
Responsibility.
responsibility.
Yeah.
Oh, we can't forget about that.
Snaphat, he reminds us of that.
He does.
Like, we got to be careful.
We gotta be thoughtful.
Thoughtful, ethical. Yeah, we got to make sure that this technology is used for good,
For good, yeah.
not for evil.
For good, not for evil.
That's the key.
That's the key takeaway here.
Yeah,
Like, we have this incredible power,
we do.
but it's up to us
It's up to us
to use it wisely,
to make the right choices.
to make the right choices.
Yeah,
Well, we've talked about a lot of big ideas today,
we have.
and, I always like to wrap up these deep dives
Yeah.
with a question for our listeners
Okay, I like that.
to kind of like
To make them think.
make them think, yeah, to keep the conversation going.
Absolutely.
So what question, what thought would you like to leave our listeners with?
That's a good one. I think the big question is if AI can create things that are just as good as what humans can create, what does that mean for us?
Right, like, what does that mean for our own sense of creativity?
Yeah, and the value we place on human expression?
That's a big question.
It's a huge question.
And it's one that doesn't have an easy answer.
No, but it's one that we need to keep asking.
We need to keep asking.
Yeah, and keep exploring. And keep having these conversations.
Well said, well said. This has been a fascinating deep dive.
It has.
Into the world of generative AI.
A world that's constantly changing.
Constantly changing, yeah.
It's wild out there.
It is wild out there, and we've only just begun to explore it.
We're just getting started.
We're just getting started. So to our listeners, we hope you've enjoyed the journey.
Yeah, thanks for listening.
And until next time, keep exploring the world with curiosity and an open mind.